If you give me only 5 quick minutes of your time and you resist the urge of going back on TikTok to scroll, I guarantee this video could save you many years of your life. Alright, now that I got your attention, I'll explain how. So the main topic of this video is going to be becoming a process-based person over a results-based person. And essentially what that means is focusing on the inputs and focusing a whole lot less on the outputs. Alright, in case you don't understand it, I'll give you an example. So let's say someone's starting a business, and in this specific case, let's say it's an e-commerce business. And if they were a results-based person and they weren't a process-based person, the metrics and the things they would be focusing on would be things like the sales they're getting, the money in their bank account, the performance of the views on their video. And these are the wrong things to focus on, because what you need to be focusing on is the inputs and the process. So instead of focusing on, let's say, the views I got on my video, I should be focusing on maybe the more like minute statistics in that video. Maybe the retention was bad, so then I'll focus on improving that video rather than just looking at the views. The reason this is so important is because so many people go into new endeavors in life and all they focus on is the results and how it's a lot harder than they thought, and just negative results-based thinking like that. So you need to focus on your inputs, and the more inputs and the better inputs you have, then the quicker and the larger the outputs will be. This goes for just about anything in life. Let's say you're learning how to wheelie a bicycle and the only thing you're focusing on is how maybe it's taking longer than you expected, how your results aren't as good as you thought they would be. But instead you could focus on, maybe making sure your feet are more balanced on the pedals and maybe getting stronger so you can lift the bike up. And you could actually focus on the process and improving that skill. Now you're probably thinking, like, how will this video save years of my life? And what I want you to do right now is think of any endeavor, business, or skill that you're new to, or that you're struggling with, or maybe even you're succeeding with it. And I want you to think and be honest with yourself. Are you focusing on the good inputs that you can improve every day and that will actually make success come easier, bigger, and quicker? Or are you focusing on the output and like the results, where all they're gonna do is worsen your mood and make you sad and make you feel like you're getting nowhere? And then on top of that, they're actually going to make sure you get nowhere because they're very negative. And the truth is, most people won't do this because it's boring. What's more fun? Looking at, let's say you're dropshipping, looking at your Shopify analytics, seeing that number maybe go up, or just checking that number every day, or looking at the money in your bank account, or making sure that you're doing the right things in your store, making sure that your store looks nice, doing the small little like boring things, changing your product description. What's more fun? Obviously the output one, where you're just looking at your Shopify analytics. So that's why most people won't do this. It's boring, but in the long run and even in the short run, it's gonna make your results come a lot quicker. Because what you have to understand is, if you put in enough inputs and you put in inputs for a long enough time, let's say I'm trying to scale my consulting business. If I sit at my computer for 10 days straight and I'm on my computer for, let's say, 5 hours each day, or maybe even longer, I know at the end of that time that I'm going to receive a big output. But let's say during those 10 days, that whole time, all I was doing was looking at, the number of clients I have and seeing that number kind of fluctuate. I'm not going to be anywhere at the end of those 10 days. You have to do the boring things that nobody wants to do, which are the inputs, and then that's the only way you're actually going to get considerably large outputs. And this goes for tons of things in life. It's often the boring things that are going to get you much further than the fun and the dopamine things. For example, if I'm trying to be able to do 100 push-ups in a day, as I said before, I could watch a YouTube video of the 10 best tips to increase your push-ups, or to get you to do 1,000 push-ups overnight. Or I could just sit on the flat ground and I could just do the push-ups, which are the boring thing, but that's going to make me a lot stronger and make me able to do a lot more push-ups. Another example, if I have an agency, for example, and on my website I could adjust the colors, which is really fun because the colors look nice. Or I could just sit on my phone and cold call businesses, which is going to get me the better result, cold calling, because I'm actually outreaching and trying to, improve my business. But which is more fun? Adjusting the colors, because you get to make the colors look nice. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you actually implement these things into your life, you'll make it very far. Follow me on Instagram, it's TheStuartWilson, and then join the free Discord in the description. And then finally, if you want to use the captions that I'm using for this video, I use Veed.io, and I have 50% off for you in the description. I'm not even gonna glaze them, it's just the best captions app. If you don't need captions, no problem, I'm not gonna make you buy them. But yeah, there's tons of value in this video if you actually understand and implement it. And I hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice day. Bye.